Hello everyone, my name is Donna Brown. I'm an Access Consciousness Facilitator, Facelift Bars Foundation, and I'm going to talk about interesting point of view in a very different way. Interesting point of view is one of the tools that Gary Douglas asked that we use for at least a year on every thought, feeling, and emotion that comes up. And if we use it on every thought, feeling, and emotion that comes up, we'll start seeing where we're judging ourselves, where we've solidified things, where we decide this makes it that. So I've been using the tool Interesting Point of View, and I was driving down the road, and I had just gone to the pharmacy, and I was thinking about my deceased husband, Alex. Now, up to that point, there's no interesting point of view. I have that point of view. There is nothing for me to clear. Then I went into my fantasy and insanity and story that I was grateful to Alex because. So as soon as I put because in there, it becomes an interesting point of view. Like I need a reason to be grateful. And the because was, I couldn't be in my own business if I didn't have medical. And I recognized how crazy that was. And I have been telling myself that for years. Ever since I moved to Dallas, I've been telling myself that. So, of course, I did the clearing the crazy phrase, which is an access consciousness tool. Everything's the opposite of what it appears to be. Nothing's the opposite of what it appears to be. Everything's the opposite of what it appears to be. Nothing's the opposite of what it appears to be. Everything's the opposite of what it appears to be. Nothing's the opposite of what it appears to be. And then, after I did my crazy phrase, where it just kind of calmed me down from what I was seeing about myself, that I have created this funky story, so I can't just be grateful to be grateful. So interesting point of view, I can't be grateful to be grateful. Interesting point of view, I have this point of view. Interesting point of view, I have this point of view. Interesting point of view, I have this point of view. And then that I couldn't be in my own business if I didn't have medical, so I started asking questions. Truth, could I be in my own business if I didn't have medical? Yes. Truth, would I be in my own business if I didn't have medical? No. Truth, would I be able to run out and buy medical? Yes. So, I can't be in my own business if I don't have medical, but the only person that could give me medical is my dead husband, was a really interesting point of view. That has been sticking me in all kinds of different ways. So, I did the interesting point of view, I have this point of view. Interesting point of view, I have this point of view. Interesting point of view, I have this point of view. Now, usually we say it 3 times, but I have had interesting points of view that I've had to say over and over and over and over and over again. And as I'm unwinding this, I'm recognizing that when I was with Alex, one of the things, you're grateful for something because of. And there's no because of. I am grateful. And I don't need a reason to be grateful. I don't have to give it some form of solidification to be grateful. I can just be grateful. And that doesn't mean the gratitude's going to be returned. And that's okay. And that's where I got with this, is that there was some stuckness about I can only be grateful if there's a reason to be grateful and I don't know, something else. So, and whenever we say, I don't know, what do we know? How can we change this? So again, I have to go into interesting point of view. I have that point of view. Interesting point of view. I have that point of view. Interesting point of view. I have that point of view. Interesting point of view. I have that point of view. Interesting point of view. I have that point of view. Interesting point of view. I have that point of view. And as you noticed, I did it more than 3 times, and the reason I did it more than 3 times was because there was energy on it, and I wanted to get it to a place that was really light. So I don't have to know why I set the thing up the way I set it up. Doesn't really matter. I just need to let it go. An interesting point of view gets me out of that point of view where it doesn't really matter. So I'm driving home in my car, right? And someone calls me on the phone, someone that never listens to my YouTube videos, and said, and asked, what are you doing? And I said, oh, I'm driving from the pharmacy. Oh, do you have medications? And I'm like, no, I just went and got my refill for my prescription strength vitamin D. Thank you for my insurance, Alex. And that's true gratitude coming through. And then I mentioned Alex and being grateful that I had insurance. And she says, oh, he must be contacting you from the other side. And I immediately went into interesting point of view. She has this point of view. Interesting point of view. I have this point of view. She has this point of view. Interesting point of view. Because it was a very interesting point of view that just because I thought of my deceased husband had to have a meaning. Do you see what we do? We put judgments on things. We put meanings on things. We put stories on things. We go into our fantasies and our insanities, and it may or may not be true. So, how do we do this? I want you right now to think of something that's bugging you. And I know you've got something, so just dig deep. It could be the way people drive. It could be slow people walking in front of you. It could have something to do with money. I don't care what you choose. Just choose a point of view. Got it? Something that's bugging you. Got it. Now, you're going to just say, so-and-so is bugging me, or whatever it is bugging me. And then say, interesting point of view. I have this point of view. So-and-so is bugging me. Interesting point of view. I have this point of view. Whatever it is that's bugging you, one more time. Interesting point of view. I have this point of view. Now, is it still there or has it changed? If it's still there, you're going to continue thinking about that thing that bugged you and say, interesting point of view. I have that point of view. Because what point of view are you taking to do this thought you are creating? A thought, feeling, and emotion that may or may not serve you. Interesting point of view. I have this point of view. Interesting point of view. I have this point of view. Interesting point of view. I have this point of view. So this is how we use the tool. And the really interesting thing that I'm going to tell you that I say for the last is just one person doing interesting point of view makes it less and less easy for 500 other people to maintain their point of view. Ooh. So I can unlock 500 people every time I do interesting point of view, and I get unlocked from my point of view. Every time I let something go, interesting point of view, I have that point of view. I think that's fascinating. So that was one of the things Gary said when we went to the training for facilitators this year. He was talking about interesting point of view, make sure you do it for a year. I'm telling you, none of you will do it, right? We hear this from Gary every year. And this year, I said I would do interesting point of view. And I have, on and off. So have I committed to interesting point of view? Maybe, maybe not. That's a no. And I'm going to continue doing interesting point of view because I notice that it's unlocking things for me at a really great rate. And the other thing is, if you do interesting point of view, you unlock, you make it less easy for 500 people to maintain their points of view. OMG. And most of us are walking around with these crazy, insane points of view from some story we're telling ourselves that I can't be in business if I didn't have medical, and the only way I could have medical was that my dead husband gave it to me. Interesting point of view. So, if just one person listens to this and does interesting point of view with me, just one person, we've unlocked 1,000 people. Okay, 4 of us, we've unlocked 2,000 people. 10 of us, can't do the math. We've unlocked way more people. So, interesting point of view, I have that point of view. And how does it get any better than this? My name is Donna Brown. Please subscribe to my channel. I know you're hearing a little shh in there with the sound. I am working on fixing that. Have not got the workaround yet, but that should be coming soon. And I appreciate each and every one of you that does interesting points of view and unlocks other people, because that's one of the things that's so fun about Access Consciousness. We clear our stuff and we help others let go too. Again, my name is Donna Brown. I'm an Access Consciousness facilitator. Please, please, please subscribe to my channel and send this to other humanoids. Thank you.